Well, you know what's interesting about adult daycare is that, and I found this both in like Florida, and then when you compare the way the state regulates home care and assisted living and other things versus the way they regulate adult daycare, I will say most of the time the surveyors and the people in Tallahassee are unfamiliar with the laws and the interpretation of the laws in a lot of ways, especially on adult daycare, because it's not common. They're doing way more when it comes to regulating home care, when it comes to regulating assisted living, that at the end of the day, there's a lot of red tape that makes no sense. And then there's a lot of red tape that they don't even understand. So I think it's one of those things where it's almost like a case by case basis where you submit what you think a program evaluation plan might be in your mind, and the reality is the state may not even have an example. So whatever you give them, they may be content with. But what I would do, Katrina, if I were you, is I would go and find another adult daycare center in your state. Now if they're like a mile away from where you're opening, they're probably not going to tell you everything. But I've found that adult daycare centers in general, the people that are involved in them, they want to help each other. So if you got far enough away, maybe it's in a different area, and you could reach out to another adult daycare center in your state and see what they did, or if they have an example program evaluation plan they'd be willing to share with you. That's kind of how I would start that process. But also I would also be under the impression that, look, the state itself is unsure as to what it even means. More than likely, they're gonna get what you send them, and they're either gonna tear it apart and send you back some sort of omissions letter or some sort of letter that says we need to add these things or change this, or they're gonna be like, all right, sounds good, let's just move forward with it, because they don't know any better, But I think the best way and probably the most efficient way to find that answer would be to find an adult daycare center in your, in that state, and then reach out to them, maybe go visit them in person so you can put a face to a name, or give them a call on the phone, or whatever the case might be. If you can find someone friendly, see if they're willing to share that with you. I think that'd be the best place to start.